You guys, what's up? Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Carissa Atkins.
And I'm Clara Capano.
And we are here to help you gain clarity and boss up to the next level. Are you ready to get real?
I am so ready to get real today.
Oh my gosh.
How are you feeling?
I'm freaking fantastic.
I know, me too.
I am on fire this morning. I got a great workout in. Feeling good, great breakfast.
Yeah,
what about
we're all
you?
Powered up, ready to go.
You got it fueled.
You got it fueled. So, I wanted to do something a little different today with our question of the day.
Okay.
You up for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, we have talked about the importance of gratitude. We've talked about how we always want to feed our mind, bring in that nourishment to our mind.
Yes.
So my question to you is, what are 3 things that you are grateful for today?
Oh, okay. Grateful for my ambition. I feel like that always takes me to fun and exciting things. I am grateful for my clients because they inspire me every day. I mean, my girl, just hit a 5K client. I'm like, yes! So they inspire me to keep pushing on. And I think, I'm grateful for my husband. He's someone who challenges me, and his mindset matches mine, and he's just constantly pushing me to become a better version of me. And it's so awesome to have a partner that literally does truly want the best for you and is willing to call me out on my BS when he hears it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What about you?
Well, I was grateful for a shower today because, sometimes it's those simple things, and being able to take a shower is really wonderful. I'm definitely grateful for my family because they inspire me, they push me. My son is my big why and what motivates me. And I am very grateful to my dear friend, Chris, who is watching my dog while I travel and am on the road so that I could be here with you. So I just think it's always important to start our days with gratitude. Remember, we want to shift our mind to make sure we're always scanning for the abundance and the positivity in our world.
Absolutely.
And I know I already feel better and more energized. How about you?
Hell yes, I do.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Yeah, we are talking aging gracefully today.
That sounds interesting. I'm excited for this.
And we have a couple of amazing guests for today's show. If you all have seen our awesome intro, we were glamorized and got all spruced up, and we have an amazing salon who kind of was the behind the scenes to all of that gorgeous glamorizing. Yes. And she's a good friend of mine. Her name is Erin Jenkins. Erin, welcome to our show.
Hi. Thanks so much for having me. It's so fun to be here.
Yes. And I know, so we're gonna let Erin talk a little bit about, who she is, what she's passionate about, and then we're gonna bring on the part 2. Is she has an amazing esthetician on staff. She is, gorgeous human being herself, Miss Allison. We're gonna bring her on for the second part of the show, where we're gonna get into the nitty gritty, the tips, the strategies, the hacks, and of course, probably some myth busting. I think when we get in that show. But Erin, I think the first question I have to go, we're going to ask you, what are you grateful for today?
Oh my gosh, what am I grateful for today? I'm grateful for a good night's sleep.
Oh, so important. So important.
I am grateful for my family because they, like you said, they are my why, and that's why that I just keep going. And I'm grateful for a great staff. Yeah, because without them, there's no way that I could even be here with you today.
Right.
So, they're the reason I keep going every day. So
love that.
Yeah.
Your tribe is how you stay alive.
That's right.
Cool. So we've known each other for a long time. I mean, we've kicked butt.
We've known each other for 48 hours.
Yes.
So we go way back too.
I know y'all do. But I can remember sitting at Panera Bread. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh,
And I said, what do you want to do? And you're like, I have a dream. And I'm like the famous boss babe, I have an idea. And we're like, oh, brace yourself. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about what that dream was? That was how many years ago?
At over 5, maybe 6, 7 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Tell us how that dream got started. Tell us what you do. Tell us what you're passionate about.
Sure. So I'm a hairstylist by trade, been in the industry for over 20 years. And I've worked at all sorts of different types of salons with all sorts of wonderful, beautiful women. And I just decided that one day I just wanted to open my own space because I've lived a whole bunch of different types of salons, and I wanted to create something just a little bit different. And that would be a salon space where women can encourage each other, empower each other, and lift each other up on a daily basis, and not have that sense of competitiveness with each other, but instead of competitiveness, push and drive. So that's what I wanted to create. And so 7 years ago, maybe I just decided to take that plunge and jump off the ledge. So with the help of Carissa, obviously, because I needed someone in my corner, and I think everyone needs someone in their corner to just say, what's stopping you? And
I love, though, the idea.
Yeah, everyone needs someone in their corner.
They really do. We really do. We'll talk more about that. But I love what you were saying, because as, stylists, estheticians, everybody in your salon, generally they're independent contractors. But you've created a dynamic of saying, even though we might be independent contractors, let's all come together. And when one of us succeeds, all of us succeed. And again, creating that space, not just for the client to feel good, but again, I think it all starts at the home base, because if you feel good where you work, that's going to impact how you show up, which is then going to impact onto the clients. So I think that's just a really beautiful message that you've created and are passing on. So thank you for doing that, because I think more environments need to have that collaboration mindset and that idea that, we can support each other and we all win that way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and there's lots of different salons that are run different sorts of ways as well. And you mentioned independent contracting. My staff is all employees, so it's run a little bit differently that way. But it does create, I think, a little bit more of a team environment when everybody can work together for one common goal. You know what I mean?
It's fantastic.
I want to really dive in, because I've been to your salon as a speaker before. You've brought me in. You take kind of like team culture to the next level, which I've never heard of in a salon. I've never seen it. I've never been asked to by a salon to come and talk on confidence or whatever it is. So tell us a little bit about what you do for your employees, your tribe, your family, your work family. Like, what do you do besides just open a door and give them a space to work in?
We do a lot of activities as a group. This coming month, we're going out on a Ollie the Trolley kind of tour, haunted tour of the town. So we do a lot of team building exercises. We do a lot of team building meetings. And we bring in a lot of speakers and just a lot of education. So that's one of the things I think that we stand out with is our education, because we always are bringing in artists to teach and motivate and grow us as individuals.
Why do you think that's so important, to be encouraging your girls to grow?
Well, I think when you hit a point of complacency, you just stop. And I think you need someone there to push you and bringing in new ideas and new ways to think about business, or think about life, or think about your time with your clients behind the chair or in the rooms. I think that's really important to keep your drive going.
Yeah, and I think it is. And again, another way of how you're doing something different is you're having that growth mindset, because either you're growing or you're dying. And I think it's so good that you are investing in your people as much as in your business. And, you're really looking at it from a whole perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that is such a valuable thing that all leaders can learn from, whether you have a staff of 5 or 500, investing in your people and letting them know that you want to encourage them to grow and stepping in that. And I think that they see that in you, which is probably why you've created such a wonderful dynamic.
Yeah. And you were at the salon, so I of course have been, I've been a Canvas salon member for many, many years. It was so sad when I moved, because the very first thing when you move is you're like, I need a hairdresser and I need a nail tech, right? Like, I need someone to take care of how I look, and and I know we're gonna get into the aging gracefully, but the grays, it's almost time, Erin. It's time to get back in. But
it happens fast.
You've seen the beautiful salon, and you've seen other salons. Some salons need a makeover, right?
It was very open, it was very clean, it was very airy, and again, I just think it just speaks to the openness of your heart and the openness of your team that just is very welcoming in. Yeah. And I think it's great, and you do, we have a very passionate relationships with our hairstylist, don't we, women? And, you know, I always joke with my stylist, she's my longest relationship. You know, we've been together for 20 years. She's my longest relationship. And, you know, it's like you do, so these are important. I would love to just ask you for a moment, because we talked about this yesterday. When you went from just, you know, being a stylist to stepping into running the salon, you went to being a CEO. You know, what were some of the things that shifted in your mindset that other women out there that maybe are thinking of stepping into their greatness, whether it's, you know, as a leader or in their own business? What were some things maybe that had to shift for you in thinking more like a CEO and not just on your own as a stylist?
Well, I had to remember that it's my business. And where you do have people who work for you and they have fantastic ideas, you have to pick that idea that's going to be the best for the business. And my biggest thing is I'm a people pleaser by nature, and I don't want to ever hurt anyone's feelings, and I want everyone to just get along and be happy. And so confrontation was something that I had to learn, that confrontation doesn't mean it has to be bad. It's a conversation. And that was a big shift in my head.
I was going to say, hit that button. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that was a huge transition for me. When I first opened the space, I worked with all those people prior. They were my peers. And now the space has shifted into a place where I feel like I can take a little bit more ownership in it. And then I can help and motivate my employees a little bit more to, as a boss, you know?
When I hear this, I think of something such around trust. And we've talked about this too. You know, again, confrontation is a conversation. And when you come from a place of love, it doesn't have to be confrontational because you're helping them go where they want to be. But you have to establish that foundation of trust with your clients, with your team, with your peers, so that you can really have those open dialogues.
Yeah, and it takes a lot to build that trust. It's not overnight, and it takes good conversation and a willingness to listen and hear. So
I think that's a big quality in a leader, is so many of them just want to talk to their employee, and I feel that you have to become a great listener in order for them to feel validated, and you have to get their buy-in in a sense, or they won't work hard for you. I want to just like shift into growth, because starting anything new takes courage. It takes and you're going to go through doubts and highs and lows. So is there like a specific moment that you remember you were like, what was the I'm just going to do it moment for you? Was there like a specific aha that you're like, enough, I'm doing it?
I had considered buying a salon for myself that was already an existing salon, and that fell through. And my husband did just look at me one morning and he goes, well, what's stopping you from opening your own space? And it was fear. Yeah. It was the fear of, what if I can't find employees? What if clients don't follow me? What if I go bankrupt and I take down my whole entire family in the process? Because you do put up a lot of your own money, your own security when you open a business. And I don't think a lot of people see that. So it was just fear. And he's like, just do it. Just, what's the worst that could happen? Well, I mean,
I just listed.
Wait a minute. I think I just listed 6 of them. But so I just decided, you know what, now's the time. My kids are a little older. They don't need me as much at home. And so now's the time to just do it. So I did.
I love it. You just followed. So she had a couple of, strategies right there. She had someone in her corner that believed in her, right? That it was like, even if you fail, babe, I got you back, right? And that's really awesome to know that no matter what happens on this show, Claire's got my back.
I know, exactly.
You know what I mean? Or Dion with our drinks. Okay, we need a stronger one, right? Like something happened. So you have to have some people in your corner. So she had a tribe before she even had built her tribe.
For sure.
And then she recognized what was stopping her, because I think awareness is huge. It's like, it's the fear of the unknown. And when you can kind of start to tackle all of those, like, okay, realistically, now that we've broken down fear and what it is we're fearing, now it's okay. It feels okay. It's a little less pressure. It's a little lighter feeling.
Well, and then you can look at those and say, okay, bankruptcy. Well, okay, if that happens, can we survive that? Okay, and when you kind of say that, okay, I can get through that, it starts to eliminate the fear, but you still just embraced it and dove in.
Yeah.
And you did it again when you, so I remember I've seen the growth. So, it was just a salon and then you had another idea and you're like, I think I'm going to expand. I think I'm going to do something
2 years
else.
in.
Yes.
A year and a half in.
Tell us about that. Cause I don't think here in Omaha, like there's not a ton of salt halo rooms. Like tell me about the expansion and why I think it's so important that you wanted to start a salt room.
So, yeah, we had a spa, a very small spa to begin with, just a couple of rooms and 8 chairs for our salon space. And then the space next door, it was going to get sold. And it was like an unfinished part of the building. And I was just very excited about it. It had beautiful windows. It overlooks trees. It's very serene, I would say. And I had to have it. And I knew that after a year and a half of owning a business, who expands? Only crazy people. And so
or boss babes.
Courageous women that are like, okay, that wasn't so bad. We're going up again.
So we busted out the wall and we went next door. So my main reason is I wanted to develop the spa more, and I wanted to become a space that it was equally as serene as the environment around us. And my son has cystic fibrosis, and then that's where the salt room comes in. I had read a bunch of things about cystic fibrosis, which is a degenerative lung disease. He's 17 now. Oh my gosh, he's getting ready to graduate.
By the end of the series, he's probably going to be 25,
Oh no. Yeah, so he's very healthy, very strong, wonderful. But I had been on this Facebook group about cystic fibrosis parents, and these people in Australia were talking about salt rooms, halotherapy rooms. And I'm like, what in the world is that? So I started to Google it more and came across this article that talked about people who worked in the mines in Poland, how they were some of the healthiest people on the planet. And it was because of the salt that they were breathing in on a daily basis. And so I just started to look through it more, went to a conference, took my husband to a very hippy-dippy conference where he was so out of his element. But we sat in this salt room, and 10 minutes, he and I were in there, and our nasal passages just started draining. We could feel instant change in our bodies. And I was amazed because I'm not very holistic, I guess you would say. I've become more holistic now since realizing this, but it was just a great experience. And so I realized that we could do so much good with a halotherapy room in Omaha. I believe there's only one other place that really has one, but yeah, it's been great for our clients, for our spa guests who get treatments inside the halotherapy room.
That's nice
as well.
Me.
Yeah,
like,
so
what?
It's just a nice, beautiful upgrade. You sit in there for 45 minutes and you just relax. And the whole point of it is to decompress. So no phones, technology is allowed. You can bring a book, you can meditate, pray. If you are the only person in the space, you can do yoga in the space if you'd like to. So it's just like a whole holistic way to cure your body of stress, anxiety. But it's also good for your lungs to breathe it in. It's great for your skin if you have eczema or psoriasis. So the salt naturally is an anti-inflammatory. So it's just great for all of that. So
I love it.
So it nurtures you inside and out, and your mind, your body. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And the whole point is to go in and relax.
And relax.
And girl,
Self-care.
it's hard to relax in today's world.
Especially for 45 minutes. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. You thought 3 minutes of meditation was tough. Try
I know.
sitting in the salt room for 4. You're like, and what do I do?
Yes.
Yep.
So as a stylist, you have years and years of experience in there. Let's get to some hair tips, some nitty gritty about, this is where I make Erin cringe with all of my awesome hair products and qualities.
Exactly.
But do you have
I do have a question.
Okay.
So I hear all the time, wash your hair every day, don't wash your hair every day. As a stylist, what do you think for, one, the normal person, but then also for someone with color treated hair, how does that impact it? Because I've heard so many different things.
I think it depends on the individual. Some people just naturally have a lot of natural oils inside their bodies that is expressed throughout the day. And some people just need to shampoo every day. It's just a thing that has to happen. I myself work out on a daily basis, and I do not shampoo my hair every day. I blow dry that sweat back in because I want it to to be full and gritty and gross. I mean, that's just my own personal.
You like that texture.
I like the texture
So you have to
of
kind of
dirty, sweaty hair. Yeah.
It styles better.
Yeah, it styles better.
But see, okay, that's a tip.
Yeah, that's a tip.
It styles better.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. People with color treated hair, naturally, like ours, that is, you know, a little bit more of the natural tones, you know, a couple times a week would be great because it helps that color stay fresh. It's not going to help your outgrowth. It's not going to help that gray not come back, but it's going to help the ends.
If you can work on something for that, that would be amazing.
Yeah. But as you'll see with my esthetician, she has fashion colored hair, which is gorgeous and beautiful, little mermaid hair. She should not be washing her hair, but maybe once or twice, maybe a week. And that's with cold water, because you have to keep that color fresh. And some of those fashion colors are just, they fade very quickly.
So if you want fashion color, you have to be willing to live the lifestyle in order to maintain.
Correct.
It's
high maintenance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Just like our health and just like our business, right? You got to be willing. So many people want something and then realize, oh, snap, I'm not willing to do all the baby steps, you know, the trade-offs for that. So that's good to know. If you're out there thinking about a beautiful mermaid color, you need to be realistic with yourselves.
It's expensive to upkeep too.
Yeah,
so.
it is, I'm sure.
It's an investment for sure.
For sure.
Okay, I got one. So oil.
Okay.
You know, like, do we really need it? Like, I have kind of dry hair. I have Hashimoto's, so like my hair just falls out and it's super dry. So do we need oils? When's the perfect time to be using, like adding oil, like a product into your hair for that?
Oil is great for the hair. It really is. We use keratin oil, which I would highly suggest. Coconut oil, no. I equate coconut oil to what do you cook your chicken in?
Yeah, and that's what I use. I'm like, there's my jug.
You know, I mean, that's my own personal opinion. I'm sure other people have their own personal opinion, but I think I fry my chicken in coconut oil. So if I'm going to put coconut oil on my hair, and then I'm going to use a flat iron or curling iron on top of it, just think about what you're doing to that hair. That's my own personal opinion.
Well, I don't know. I got hungry thinking about chicken.
But I like keratin oil because our hair is made of keratin. That's like the main part of your hair. So adding that keratin oil into your hair is going to be great for it. So you're just putting back what it might be depleted of. So that's what I would say with oil. So I think it's good for everybody in moderation.
So like before or after you blow dry or straighten?
It depends. I do it before and after.
Okay.
But my hair is large. So someone with, I have very coarse, very thick hair. Someone with finer, thinner hair, maybe just before you blow dry, because that water is going to help deplete it a little bit more, make it a little less on the greasy side, I guess you would say. But for someone with coarse, curly, big hair, you need it as much as possible. The hair is thirsty.
So I got one more question for you. If somebody is wondering if a hairstyle is going to look good on them, are there certain go-to places? I mean, you can look through the magazines, but do you have any other tips to help people if they're thinking about maybe doing a new cut or something to see if it's going to work for them? Or just ask the stylist.
Yeah, the stylist is going to know best because they are looking at your face shape when they're looking at you in the mirror. The masks have made it a little bit difficult because you don't see what people's jaw lines look like, but yeah, the stylist is going to know best. If you have ideas, my biggest suggestion is pull out that Pinterest and look at it and cover that girl's face. Because a lot of times you look at the face and you're like, I want to look like this.
You're drawn to her
but
eyes.
you're drawn to her eyes or lips or whatever.
You
want to look like her.
Yeah, that's
what
a really great
saying.
tip.
So yeah, I would just lean on your stylist. They know best. Yeah.
And I think I remember one of your stylists, Tina, when I was in there a long time ago, she said, well, what does your lifestyle look like? It all goes back to that. Because like if I wanted to chop my hair off because I'm having one of those crazy bad days and I'm like, I'm done with it, right? I need a change.
Yeah.
But she may say, well, Carissa, you work out, your hair's always up. It needs to be, you know, like if you go short, you know, or she also knows that it's like, if I don't blow dry and straighten, it goes frizzy and I call it my nappy curls. And so she's like, that's not going to look good up there. And so you need some length. So are they still doing that? Your stylist still kind of asking those consultation type questions?
Those are main questions that we ask when we're consulting, especially a new guest if we don't know them very well, because it could be they want to be fashion colored, but they work, you know, for the military.
Right.
Well, that's not gonna work. Or
Reg says,
you know, so
no.
you have to ask. You have to ask what is your work-life balance kind of style. If you want to be a bleach blonde, but you're going swimming and in chlorine all the time, that's probably not good for your hair for that aspect.
Right.
So
it's true, because again, when you're on the go, like I travel a lot, so it's, you know, what are the things that are going to be easy for me? You know, what are things I can take with me to maintain it? And so, you know, that's another reason why you want to have a stylist in your corner, and you want to build those relationships.
yeah.
Which is why that's the very first thing when you move, you have to find.
It is. telling you.
I think my first year, I was like, I'll just fly back to Erin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it was so hard to find.
It is. And you know, you build that trust with them so much. So
You're like, don't screw this up. This is my hair now. And my eyebrows. You know, and they're like,
yeah.
But anything else? Like, any final thoughts for someone who is looking at starting a business, maybe? Like, give them a words of encouragement or anything like that?
Just freaking do it.
Hair grows back, right? You know, you can take some chances and
money grows
be bold.
back. I don't know. Yeah.
Money can be made, money's energy, but at the end of the day, if you're contemplating a decision, whether it's hair or business,
just trust
do
your
it.
gut. Trust your gut and just do it.
All right, there you have it. Trust your gut, you guys.
Well, that was just an amazing conversation. You know, some great tips, and again, wonderful motivation for leadership and going after your dreams. So stay tuned, and in our second half, we are going to be jumping into our skin as we talk with an esthetician and continue our conversation about aging gracefully.
365 Daily Hustle, a global health coaching company helping purpose-driven women boss up and get healthy so that they can truly show up and thrive in the world. We help women lose weight, gain energy, and feel sexy and confident. We do all of this by helping our clients create and build healthy, sustainable habits that support a positive mindset, healthy nutrition, exercise, stress management, and of course, self-care. If you're tired of feeling like a failure when it comes to your body and health goals, please visit our website at 365dailyhustle.com.
All right, ladies, we are continuing with Living Real. Yes. So I am excited for our next guest. We are going to be talking all about aging gracefully. But, you know, I've been talking a lot and I'm feeling a little parched. I don't know. Do you feel like you need a little something to drink?
I do. I'm thirsty. I'm sweaty now. So, like, we're ready to go.
I think we are. So,
Dion, what do you got for us?
Hey, ladies. How's it going?
We are doing fabulous. How about yourself?
I'm doing great today. Thank you. So today I have the one cocktail that every man wants, but every woman gets in the end.
Oh.
Can you guess what it is? It's the last word. So I'm going to go ahead
we got
and start
right there.
Buzz, yeah. What do you got, Dee?
So we're going to start out with a little bit of fresh squeezed lime juice.
Okay.
Liking it already.
Now, here's where things get a little tricky. We have our Luxardo Maraschino Cherry Liqueur.
Okay. Ooh, that's a nice pour.
That I was going to say, yes.
I heard it.
He's generous.
But wait, there's more.
Oh!
There's always more.
Science. All right. And next we're going to use our green chartreuse. There is a yellow version of this that makes a lighter version of this cocktail.
Okay. And what's chartreuse? I've never.
Chartreuse is a herbal liqueur that's made by two monks. Okay. And only the two of them have half of the recipe apiece. And so they get together, they make half of the recipe, and then they bring it together. And
oh my gosh, so secretive.
It's very secretive.
Very secretive. Yeah. And we're going to finish it off with a little gin.
Love it. Love gin. I gotta get me one of those little pour things. Otherwise, I'm just double shot.
I'm just taking Dion with me everywhere.
You're right. That is one of the things that you can't live without.
I can't live without him.
And of course, we're going to finish it off with a little shake, Senora.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. Is there like a trick to how long you should shake?
Yeah, actually there is. So you're only shaking to emulsify the citrus. So usually a good 12 seconds to 16 seconds, depending on how hot your liquid is. I never really go longer than 10 because I never have to.
Okay. So if there's no citrus, you don't need to shake it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Good to
Tips
know.
from the mixologist behind the bar. Yeah, Mixmaster.
Look how pretty those are.
Oh, so elegant.
Love that color.
Now, our color specialist might not say it's good on us, but it is good going down.
Absolutely.
A little chartreuse. And we have ourselves the last word.
Last word.
Wow, you can smell the fragrance of the lime and the citrus. It's pretty amazing.
I love it. So
All right.
let's cheers. And Allison, let's cheers,
Cheers
girl.
across
We'll
the
go
table.
over there, but
Okay.
cheersing to aging gracefully.
Wow.
Oh my God.
This may be called the last word, but I want to be drinking it to the last drop.
Yes.
That's good.
Ooh. I love that depth of like herby.
Wow.
It's very limey.
I've never tasted anything like that. That's pretty incredible.
Dion, add that to the favorite list.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And remember, you can get all these wonderful recipes on our webpage and just livingrealtv.com.
Oh my gosh. So, okay. We're talking aging grace. That is so delicious,
I
you
know.
guys. I'm like, I don't want to put that one down. Okay, I need a straw that extends. All right, so we're talking aging gracefully. We have the amazing Allison Valero. Did I say that right?
Valere.
Valera.
Just Valere.
Valere. She got
We're
serious
just
on
going to
that
change
one.
her name.
I love it.
To just Valere. That's just going to
love
go
it.
one name. Just
It's been
Valere.
mispronounced
She said
my
it's
entire life, so I'm so used to it.
Beautiful. You know what? I know some women won't correct it.
No.
You know, I used to not because I was afraid to speak up for myself. They would say, "Hey, Clarissa," and I'm like, you know, and I would blow it off, and they would take me to the 10th time. I'm like, "It's actually Carissa," and they're like,
know.
"Why didn't you?"
I get it all the time too.
like this
I get
whole
Claire,
thing.
Carla,
Yeah.
Sarah, and I do kind of stop after a while. I'm like, you know,
Oh,
I've
my gosh.
answered to much worse.
Yes.
So
And now I just say, "Call my boss, babe."
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
really need the name.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, so today we're talking about aging gracefully. We have the amazing Allison, who happens to come from Canvas Salon and Day Spa here in Bellevue, Nebraska,
Okay.
the gorgeous Bellevue. But I am curious before we dive in, because we have so many amazing tips, strategies. We're going to talk DIY, like maybe the ones that went wrong,
Right.
the ones that are good for us. You guys know what I'm talking about if you went through COVID with us and you were like, what can I do to take care of myself? But I am curious, when it comes to age, what kind of, like, how do you feel about aging? How do you feel about
You know,
that?
I remember when I was young, you know, I would look at, you know, somebody who was 40 or 50 and be like, oh my God, they're ancient, you know? And now that I'm approaching 50, I have to say, I love every decade more. Like, I really have loved my 40s, and I think it's a mix of just feeling much more comfortable. You know, I'm getting ready to go into my 50s, and I'm excited for it. I mean, most of the things. There's a few things, you know, that I would like to be able to learn so I can, you know, make it more graceful. But for the most part, every decade just gets better. It's like fine wine. What about you?
Yes. Well, I think I you know, at 12 and 13, I remember thinking, I was like, I hope I'm dead before I'm 50. Are you kidding me? And then I thought, people at 40 having sex, gross. And I'm like, who does that?
hear these
I
things.
know, like that's what I thought though. I was like planning my funeral at 15, you know, but it is crazy because once you start to like love who you are, and I truly believe that every day is a better version of me. And someone once said, I forget who it was, but they're like, I don't look at my birthday as another year getting older. They look at their like birthday celebration
It's a
as they're
celebration.
levering up though.
Yeah.
They're like, so think of a video game, right? Like we always want to level up in
I
our
love
video
that.
games.
Absolutely.
And but yeah, I thought it was a beautiful reframe. It may have been my transformational coach on my team because she's the queen of reframe. And she said, Carissa, you know, it's all about leveling up. And if you can look at every year as like, ooh, how am I going to level up this year? Like, I'm just getting better. And I would have to say that we get wiser, we get smarter. We're not doing as stupid things. I'm looking forward to. I know you're looking forward to 50s. I'm looking forward to 40s, girl.
I know. I love
Allison,
it.
what are you looking forward to?
I think aging is beautiful, and I feel like you're only as beautiful or old as you feel. And
I agree.
I think that it's not necessarily all about just like being flat faced, no wrinkles, no creases, no nothing, because I feel like that also tells a story.
Right.
And I feel like it's just about feeling beautiful and with what you have and whatever that means for you.
I love that.
Yeah.
She's redefining what beautiful
Right.
is for
Yeah,
you.
because aging, it's gonna happen to all of us. You can't stop
can't
it.
stop
It's
it.
inevitable. So we have to embrace it.
And I think we also have to, maybe become more aware of it. And again, something that I didn't do as a younger version of myself is I didn't understand the importance of investing in my body.
Yeah.
And then again, you start to realize, oh, I only have one skin,
Yeah.
one health, and so you start to think about, oh, I want this to be as long, have the longevity as much as possible.
Yeah.
So again, not saying that I'm never going to get wrinkles, but again, taking care of it to the best of the ability.
Absolutely. And I feel like a lot of it too, I feel like even just in the last 5-10 years, the skincare industry has really just taken off and boomed because even when I was younger, it wasn't necessarily you wash your face every single day. It's just all about you building that routine for yourself, and it just takes time to kind of form that habit.
I love that. So I feel like you're, the youngest bunch right now. So I have some questions. How
Yeah.
did you find your passion for esthetician?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
You're an esthetician?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so I originally thought I wanted to be a nurse, and so I took the college path. I gave it a fair shot, and I just felt like I wanted to help people, but maybe not in the medical aspect like I thought so. So I just kind of took some time to self-reflect, and I just did a lot of research, and I was like, I love my skin. I love making people feel beautiful. So I kind of just focused in on that path, and then it kind of found me in a way. So I'm still doing what I wanted to, helping people wise, but I'm doing it in a way that makes me feel really great and just super easy to do.
Yeah,
I'm going to buzz her, but I didn't want to interrupt it because it was so beautiful.
I agree.
Thank you.
But it's true. It's
Yes.
you've got to find those things that light you up.
Yeah,
And we were
absolutely.
talking about this on the drive here, the idea of vision, and so many people get caught up on how am I going to make it work. But when you know your vision, the how works itself out, and that's kind of you sort of surrendered to it, and it sort of
The
came
rest
to
just
you.
kind of comes.
And I
Yeah.
think that's, it's
Such a great
true.
lesson.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
I'm ready, and I'll take a first question
Yeah.
here 'cause
All
I'm
right,
excited.
cool.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So and I wrote them down because I have so many, I'm like, when you finally have an expert like an esthetician in your
need to dive
hand,
deep here.
I'm like, we've got questions. All right, so what in our day-to-day life is the biggest factor contributing to aging?
So 90% of what's aging us is all external factors. So pollution, our diet, our lifestyle, even the light from our phone screens and our TVs is aging us every day. And I know that's a lot more with COVID, people working from home, that's a lot more people being attached to a computer screen all day. So that's in itself really huge. And then actually only 10% is our body's natural aging process.
That's really challenging because
That's really
I like
disheartening.
control, and to know that only 10% is in my control, that's a little
Yes.
terrifying.
Yeah, it is kind of scary, but that doesn't mean that there's not anything you can't do to tackle the other 90%. There's definitely a lot of things you can do on your own to kind of combat that and maybe reduce the effects of some of that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw the lifestyle coach on the spin on that.
Yeah.
I think it's empowering a way because if 90% is external, that's the crap we can change.
Exactly,
Right? And
exactly.
holy hell, there's a lot we can be changing then, right?
Yeah.
So what can we be doing? What are some of the things that we can do for those external factors?
So a lot of it just has to do with, it can start with your diet, just kind of focusing in on how much sugars, how much alcohols we're eating, just kind
Alcohol.
of, I know.
He said it was herby.
Yeah.
It's herbish.
It's
It
herbs, that's
cancels
right.
it out. So
This is healthy.
Yeah, this is a healthy alcohol. But just even starting with that, just making sure small things, changing our pillowcases every day, washing our face twice a day, making sure we're using the right products for our skin because skincare is not one size fit all.
Yeah,
So
girl.
everybody's going to be different in that aspect too.
Okay, so
I got a question,
Yeah.
a couple questions.
oh my God.
Like, wait a minute.
Okay, so let's talk about, the idea of stuff for your type of skin.
Yeah.
How does one find out? I mean, if they're oily, if they're dry, if they're, combination skin, what are some things that they can look for outside of if they're, extreme in one area?
Absolutely. So I know for a lot of people, especially just with my own clients, a lot of people come in and they're like, I see my skin every day, but I don't know what it is. And sometimes you lean too far one way or another to really focus on what you actually are, my ultimate recommendation is go talk to an esthetician. They're going to be able to really zone in on what your problem areas are, maybe even better than you do, and it's your own skin.
Sure.
Yeah, so we know what's best for you. We can take you down the direction that you want to go with your skin.
So I'm assuming then, as you age, does your skin, like, I feel like I used to be dry and now I'm like oily. Does it change?
Absolutely.
Okay.
A lot of times, just as you get older, those natural oils kind of start to deplete, but sometimes even if you're dry, you can turn to that more oily skin type. So it's not necessarily like I'm going to be stuck like this forever, and sometimes even just using the right products can really kind of take you out of whatever extreme zone you're in and put you back in a good place.
Okay. And same thing with, I'm assuming, like different, where you're in Denver, and New Mexico, climate's change. Okay.
Yeah. Huge.
So
I'm sorry,
go
but
ahead.
like maybe your products you've been using forever that's worked, and then you move.
It may not.
It might not
And
work
you're like,
for
what
you
is
anymore.
wrong with my face?
So you might have to reset and go see them at different stages
Okay.
if you're finding that it's not working or if you're
Yeah.
changing. So let's go back to this washing twice a day.
Yeah.
That I can totally understand. But the question is, there's so many. Do we wash with soap? I see foaming cleansers. I see cream cleansers. What's the right type of cleanser? What should we be doing?
It's super overwhelming, and I can imagine someone who has no really background of skincare going into the store, and there's 100 different options in front of your face, and you're like, I don't know
It's
what
overwhelming.
I'm supposed to be looking
The
for.
media said this will
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
TV commercial said this one.
And again, with those two, it might work for some people, it might not work for everybody. So kind of what I would say as far as just with cleansing, we don't want to be using bar soap. I know that's something that I even was brought up on that, but bar soap especially can just really take your skin out of its natural pH, and bar soap is actually going to make your skin age a little bit faster because you're stripping your skin every single time. Okay. So we want to be looking for things that are hydrating. There's not added fragrance, there's no alcohol. It's just nothing that's going to take our skin too far out of what it's supposed to be in, because that's when you kind of start to accelerate that aging process a little bit more.
Wow, that's crazy. It's like a fish tank, like salt water.
Yeah,
absolutely. When you got too much of one thing, your fish die. I know.
Absolutely.
We've had a conversation.
I kill fish you and your pets. Yes.
Don't put me in charge of anything else besides me. Oh my gosh. Well, I have another one. All right. So let's see. What is the best piece of advice that you would give to someone who wants to start taking better care of theirs at any age, really?
Yeah, because it's never too late to start.
Okay.
So whatever your problems are, no matter how late in life, you can be 72 and just be like, I want to take care of my skin and get that back on track. So I think the smallest thing would be to go get a facial, go get that advice from a professional.
Okay.
You don't need to add 500 different products into your routine, because I know that can be sometimes what we think is best for us, but just go get that professional advice. I know too, with that, a lot of professional skincare might not be in everyone's price range, but they can give you feedback on any product that's going to be good for you ingredient wise. So it's really just good to kind of have that third party really tell you this is what's wrong, this is what we need to do, and then you're like, wow, it just kind of clicks.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I know that would have been helpful, because when I was younger, I was like, I don't have any money to pay for those things. So I guess I literally use my pillowcase to get my makeup off at night. And then I just kind of rubbed the following that smoky eye for the gym the next day. I did never, ever do that. So
Yeah.
I have a question about the sun. I'm a California girl. I was born and raised. I love being in the sun.
Yeah.
I realize it's terrible for me for aging. But the truth is I'm never going to stay out of the sun completely. So sunscreen, 15%, SPF, 30 SPF, 70, are there different ones we should be using for our face than our body? Do you have a recommendation for that?
Yeah, so with SPF specifically on your face, you don't want anything below a 30 because anything below that really is just not going to do too much for you. And then I usually do at least a 50 on the rest of my body. I always do a 50 on my face too, just because the sun is not my friend and I just avoid it at all costs. But For someone like you that lives in the sun constantly, maybe just using a higher SPF and also using products that have vitamin C afterwards are going to kind of reverse the effects of what the sun damage is causing you. So just little things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. I gotta go back to makeup because for the longest time I didn't use like quality makeup or like
Washing our brushes.
Yeah, I like really doesn't really
You're
matter.
supposed to wash the brushes?
Yeah, apparently, Claire. Apparently, we've been doing this all wrong. But does the quality of your makeup even take a factor on age?
I would say so, yeah. Just different makeup qualities, whether they're gonna have like sulfates or parabens or stuff like that that's going to clog your pores over time.
Okay.
Even if you are doing that, the most important thing is just taking it off at the end of the day, because it's going to linger in our skin and really just cause more problems over time.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I think if I was on a budget,
So can I just pay you to like completely
exactly.
fix me first and then take a look at all my products and just throw the stuff away?
I love that.
So we know if all things were created equal, we would want the highest quality of everything. But if I'm on a budget and I need skincare, toner, serums, I need new makeup, all of these things, but I don't have money to go all in for the highest dollar, what would you say would be the best thing for me to put more of my money into, to invest the most in?
Like product-wise?
Yeah, would it be like the moisturizer? Would it be a toner? What would you say is really the most important piece to invest your money if you're on a budget?
So I always tell my clients that don't have any like skincare regimens, the best like foundation to start with is going to be a cleanser, a toner, and a moisturizer, because you're going to clean your skin, you're going to put it back in its normal pH, and then you're going to keep it hydrated so then it has that barrier to protect itself. And also SPF every single day, even if it's not sunny out.
I do that.
In the winter, we need SPF every single day, because that in itself, and reapplying it every couple hours too, like it's kind of like a second job, but it's important. It's important. Yeah.
Well, I'm ready to get into some fun stuff.
I want to hear some do-it-yourself.
Some DIYers. So, we're coming out of a pandemic.
Yes.
I know I got pretty desperate when the nail salon said no more. And so I was like, how can I get the shellac off? Like, I was willing to do whatever it takes. Like the hair, all of that, but really face. What were some of the fun things that you saw people try?
Oh boy.
Fun, scary, it's a fine line,
Fun,
huh?
I don't know what I would more define it as. Kind of both, but I saw a lot of people buying like chemical peels off the internet and doing them themselves, and then
Chemical peels. Like that's where you like pretty much stripping a lot of stuff off.
Yeah.
Oh, they're wonderful though. I
They're
love them.
wonderful when they're
Not
done
off the
right.
internet.
When they're done by her. When they're done.
By an esthetician,
If
for sure.
they're bought like off some like sketchy website off the internet, then what I was seeing a lot of people like giving themselves hyperpigmentation marks, like chemically burning their skin and just like damaging it. A lot of people doing the like makeshift sugar scrub with the lemon. That one hurt my soul the most, honestly.
So what was it about
What
that?
is
Was it just
it?
the acidity in the lemon?
So the acidity, number one, and two, with exfoliants, sugar is not uniformly shaped. So when you're rubbing that on your face, you're creating little micro tears in your face. So that's why I always tell people too to stay away from scrub products that are advertised as like apricot seed or something like that.
Doesn't this one smell amazing?
Yeah, and like it does smell amazing,
Wow.
but it's cutting my face, and that's also aging you, because every single time you were using it, you're cutting that skin open and it can't recover because
So
you're
is
doing
products
it
like that
constantly.
good for like our heels, like something
Yeah,
that's a little
absolutely,
tougher? Okay,
absolutely.
okay. So don't throw your stuff away, ladies.
Yeah,
Just
it can
use
be
it on
used-
your feet.
Just don't use it on your precious face, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Give me another DIYer.
Gosh, I see a lot of people do, honestly, not the worst ones I've ever seen is people doing like a lot of avocado and honey, and like that one can be okay if people.
So is it they're mixing avocado and honey?
Yeah.
They're making
just like a
guacamole.
face mask,
Okay.
pretty much like a sweet guacamole, I guess. But I can see why the honey is antibacterial, so I could see how that would be good. And the guacamole, I would just say, is probably like
Those
or
yummy,
the guacamole, the avocado.
Yeah.
That being
Those
just,
healthy
like,
oils.
the fatty acids in there, like that could be good. So that's not one of the like worst ones I've seen. I think that the other two honestly have to take the cake for me.
But they're literally mixing honey and avocado, making some
just
guac,
making
and
like a
then
paste, just Yeah, just
But
like
it really
what you'd
doesn't
see-
necessarily do anything.
No,
it's
not
it's more of a
necessarily.
it's more of
you just
something
need
fun.
to pass the chips.
Yeah,
Exactly.
seriously.
That was
if
what
you
I would
want to
do.
do something to make yourself feel good and you're on a budget, that's something that I guess isn't necessarily going to like murder your skin.
So save your avocado for your toast and your salad.
Well, what
Yeah.
about your cucumber? Like,
Yeah,
is that
just-
really
yeah,
a thing?
yeah, eye puffiness. What's something we could do for eye puffiness?
Cucumbers actually
Okay,
do
good
work.
is good,
Cucumbers
okay.
are very anti-inflammatory and they're also very balancing, so they're gonna balance your skin's overall like texture too. So the cucumbers are bad.
So that's a truth.
Yeah, cucumbers can
we
be
can
a
buy
good
some
DIY.
cucumbers
Yeah.
while we're traveling.
Yeah,
Lay
just
on
throw
our-
them on the
okay.
eyes. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So as we're coming to a close here again, what would you say if you could give a tip? You know, if you would really, speak to our viewers out there, what is an ending thought you would want to bring them back with?
So I would say just love yourself, love the skin you're in. It's never too late to start something new. If you want to become more involved in your skincare, then start today. It's never too late.
I love that, and I think that's so important because I think so many people do think, oh, I haven't been doing it. It's
Like,
let's just
hopeless.
pack it in. So
Hopeless.
it's nice to know
Yeah.
that it's never too late.
Never too
and,
late.
and again, I think it's just bringing us back to the idea of let's redefine what's beautiful and what beauty
Absolutely.
is. So thank you so much.
Let's give her a gift really quick.
Oh,
Yes.
fabulous.
Yeah.
So what we have for you is our book that we collaborated on called Women Who Boss Up. So we want to go ahead and gift
Yes,
you with a
thank
copy
you
of
guys.
that.
You're welcome.
So
You're welcome.
Enjoy that. And again, I could have talked for hours and learned more. So, don't forget you can learn about all of our guests also on our website at livingrealtv.com. So you can go ahead and get in contact and find out more for you.
Yes, and thank you so much for watching today's episode. We hope it inspired you to take action in real life and on your face today. We wish you abundance, joy, and happiness. And please remember to catch all those episodes, like Clara said, on motivationandsuccesstv.com. Until next time, y'all keep living real.